I was assigned the photographer August Sanders for my artist presentation. Sanders was a German portrait photographer. He was born in 1876 in the German town of Herdorf. While there are many better cameras at the time that were faster and more mobile, he stayed with the heavy large format film cameras that worked in black and white. Those cameras needed longer exposure times and used glass negatives. His most known work was the large series called People of the 20th Century. While he did have other works which include nature and landscape photography, People of the 20th Century was notably his best known work. The series was divided in 7 parts, which each focused on a group of society. These include the farmer, the skilled tradesman, women, class and professions, the artists, the city, and the last people. Sanders preferred the more face-to-face approach when taking photos. He believed it was essential for expressing the natural personalities of people. He didn't really like the studio way that tried to copy a painter's portrait. Sanders' work was important because he was able to document life in Germany from different social classes during the 20th century. Uh, I want to show off some of his work from the people of the 20th century. The first category is the farmer, which shows different farmers and their families and how rural life was back in Germany. The next section was dedicated to the skilled tradesmen. This section showed off other blue collar workers like shoemakers, blacksmith, and construction workers. The next section was for the women. It included young, old, mothers, and workers. Workers like nurses, nuns, office workers, and real estate agents. The next section is classes and professions, which incorporates students, scholars, officials, politicians, and doctors. The following section is the artists. This one includes a varying amount of artists, from writers, actors, composers, and sculptors. What's cool is that Sanders didn't focus on just film stars, he also focused on the working class actor. Nearing the end of the section is the city. Sanders captured the life of the city with photos of street life, traveling people, festivities, and while Sanders didn't focus on city life during the period between the two world wars, he did incorporate portraits of beggars and also Jews who commissioned passport photos that allowed them to escape Germany. The last section was ironically for the last people. These last people were those who were sick, forgotten, and left at the back end of society, like orphans, the blind, and the injured. What I find fascinating about this last section is that Sanders doesn't shy away from showing people with disabilities or people that look different from quote unquote normal people. Now, for my peer question, I only have one, but the question that I have is, how different do you think a people of the 21st century would be?